Okay, here's a real quick install of the CB and the Texas Star 667 amplifier on the mobile. I probably could have went with the 6 gauge, but I have a whole roll of real good, high quality, USA made, oxygen free 8 gauge. So I ran 8 gauge. Put a 50 amp fuse in line, that should be fine for that Texas Star. Ran my negative and my positive directly to the battery. Now we're under the dash on the driver's side, coming through the fender well, through the firewall. Here's your positive and negative for the amplifier. And here's your wiring for the CB directly to the battery as well. Here's a noise filter. Here's a 15 amp noise filter. No, 20 amp. 20 amp Radio Shack noise filter for the CB. And all the wiring, I didn't just tuck it under here. I removed the entire center console and we ran all the wiring underneath the carpet, so it's real nice and clean. And actually where it runs under the console, like I said, it all ran under the carpet, and where it ran under the carpet, we ran the positive and negative wire for the amplifier, the positive and negative wire for the CB, and the external speaker wire all in the same loom. So here's where the CB's mounted in the back seat. I can get to it in the front. I know where everything is, so I can use it up there, and my son can sit in the back and he's got full access to the CB here. Here's the wiring coming through right here. There's a bracket I made and welded up. So you have your power wire, your external speaker, and your coax. Everything runs under the carpet, even the coax. And then it comes out underneath the passenger seat here. And that's where the Texas Star 667 is. I did mount a couple fans on there, and I did screw it down. So it's all mounted, it's permanent. The seat totally slides back and forward. It's got enough airflow. The heat sink's on the top, so the fan blows air. You can turn it on. You can probably hear that air blowing. Off, here's on. So there's 2 fans on there. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so here's a better view of the amp down there. It's all screwed down, and you can see there are 2 fans under there. And it slides right back and doesn't hit anything. It works real well. Even though it has a positive and negative running directly to the amp from the battery, it also has a chassis ground, as well as the radio. The radio also has a chassis ground. And the bolts I use for the bracket, the heads are actually welded to the bracket, as you can see right there, and then drilled through the floor, and nuts and washers are put on from underneath. So that's how we did the old setup in the mobile. And then here's the antenna. We went ahead and used a Stereo Performer 5000. Works really well, and the neat thing about that is it'll lay right down. You just unturn the quick release and it'll lay right down on the roof. And I'd say 9 out of 10 other guys I see, there's wires running everywhere. They got crap Velcro to their dash, and, you know, drilling a hole and wires running out their ceiling. There's none of that going on here. Everything's clean. The wires are all behind the B-pillar. You know, no monkey business going on. Everything's clean. I like that nice factory look. And here's the passenger side of the front, just so you can see. There's nothing going on. There's no wires. It's all under that center console. If you actually pull the center console out, you wouldn't even see the wires until it gets to the very back. It's all under the carpet. All clean and mean, and she talks. Oh, and there's where I put the, there's my GPS I put in, and there's the external speaker right under it. All right, thanks for watching. That's the install of the Galaxy 959, the Texas Star 667, and the Stereo in the mobile.